Welcome, y'all. I've got some colossal buffs for Beedrill, one of my favorite early route bugs. I love their design. Mega Beedrill especially is just chef's kiss, my favorite mega for sure. They have awesome new abilities. Base Beedrill is no longer useless, as all Pokemon in this ROM hack are massively buffed. The minimum base stat total for every Pokemon besides, like, for every viable Pokemon that is fully evolved is 480, and the only ones that have that stat total are, like, besides a couple exceptions, are guys that evolve at level 20 just in time for Hala. Not that that makes them bad, not that that makes them only good for the early game. It's just I balance every Pokemon, so regardless if they're 575 base stat total or 480, they're still great, they're still equal, they're all very usable and viable in game. And Beedrill is no exception. It's very fast and very strong with the ability Ruthless. Ruthless is it's Sniper, so Beedrill already had that, but it's massively reworked. So there are tons of moves that will crit 100% of the time when Beedrill holds a Sculpt Lens, and with his new speed stat and 119 base attack, moves like Cross Poison, X Scissor, which are dual stab, and then you have Drill Run, which is great coverage, as well as Laceration, Night Slash. I forget exactly how many more he has. I know he has Drill Peck, because, like, he's a little drill guy, Beedrill. Hold on. I have to sneeze. Oh god. Also, by the way, if you are a new viewer here, make sure you check out that Google Sheet in the description. I have buffed and changed 600 plus moves in this ROM hack, alright? That's a big deal. Definitely give those a look. I put them all in great detail for your viewing convenience, so yeah, please do make sure you give those all a look. As for Ruthless, though, it boosts a bunch of 50% crit moves. I did give Cross Chop, yeah, that's what I was 50 unsure of. So yeah, Cross Chop, all those moves, all right? That's great coverage. Bug, Poison Dual Stab plus Cross Chop, and then all these other moves, and then later on, Laceration would be good for Olivia, which you will learn just in time for Olivia, and then you also have other great utility moves and all this other crazy stuff. You do get Sticky Webs as Kakuna and Weedle, which are also usable. Kakuna will be your Pokemon for the majority of Melee Island. Weedle, when you first catch it, will be evolving around the trainer school, and then Kakuna evolves just in time for Hala, and then you'll be using Beedrill for the majority of the game. And Kakuna is totally usable and good until Hala. Even past Hala, it would be fine. Like, it's bulky and it has good utility moves and has actual attacking stats. So, yeah. They have actual moves as well, like tons of really good ones early game, especially like Toxic Thread and Creeping Strike, Poison Dart for dual stab priority, and Bar Barrage, which always poisons and is pretty strong, and Sticky Web and Molt on Kakuna is good, Reliable Recovery, Baneful Bunker, etc., etc. But Ruthless makes base Beedrill actually situationally much stronger, especially with those coverage moves. The coverage moves will actually be stronger on base Beedrill than Mega Beedrill, and for a lot of boss fights, you might want an item on your Beedrill, for example, a Focus Sash to switch in on a certain attack and come in, or a Choice Band or a Choice Scarf to outspeed a specific Pokemon, because you aren't guaranteed max speed IVs or plus speed nature, so to outspeed things you might need a Choice Scarf for some fights. Ruthless boosted First Impression is also beautiful. First Impression is now a 60 base power move that always crits, meaning it is boosted by Technician and Ruthless, and is also a Hustle move, meaning it's one of the moves that doesn't miss with Hustle, so that's awesome. But Ruthless First Impression Beedrill is, with an item at least, is stronger than Mega Beedrill's First Impression, even with adaptability. With an item, though, I believe with like Choice Band, it's stronger. However, you know, you would have to switch out after that. But for switching in on a certain Pokemon and then taking it out, even on fighting types, which are now neutral to bug, so you can pivot in on that fighting type move, which you 4 times resist, and then First Impression, Choice Band, Ruthless, take it out in one hit. Any frail fighting type will probably die to that, so that's really good for even late game boss fights. Base Beedrill is useful for that. Of course, it also is fast and has those coverage moves, while Mega Beedrill is much stronger when it uses stab moves. Mega Horn, being bug type close combat, is beautiful for Mega Beedrill. He doesn't have a horn, but if the Scavalier can learn it because he has giant stabby hands, then I don't see why Mega Beedrill can't learn it either, because he also has giant stabby hands. So yeah, close combat is great coverage. Drill Run is inconsistent if you're not holding Scope Lens, but it still hits when it needs to hit, so it'll still kill like 4 times weak, so things that are resistant to your bug and poison stab. Gunk Shot, 90% accurate, which is really risky on Mega Beedrill. Speaking of risk, that's why Levitate is there. Levitate gives them much needed defensive utility. In this ROM hack, you do have access to infinite use ability capsules, so what you can do is when you see that the opponent has a ground type move that you need your Beedrill to pivot in on, you can use Levitate and take it, because especially on Mega Beedrill, you're not always gonna need your stabs. For certain Mega Beedrill boss fights, you'll only need to click close combat or, you know, any of these other coverage moves and then pivot out. You don't always need your stabs, and then also if you do need your stabs, you might still kill whatever's in front of you without that adaptability boost, because it is really strong. 160 base attack with no item is not that crazy for this hack standards, but it's still really strong, and it'll definitely kill things that are weak to it, especially with the higher base power moves. You do have more consistent stab options as well on Mega Beedrill, like Lunge, which is 85 base power and drops defense by 1, until you get the Mega Horn TM, in which case Mega Horn is almost objectively better than Lunge for most cases, because you're not bulky enough to where the defense drop would really matter too much. Although, again, you are not paper thin. You can take hits, especially resisted hits. Bug Poison actually has really good resistances, and you don't have to worry about entry hazards or anything, because it's balanced for in-game use. So yeah, 4 times resist to fighting and grass is very good, and then you also resist poison, fairy, and bug. And bug resistance, especially in a hack like this, is a really big deal. So bug poison, actually a really good typing defensively, very solid. Yeah, base Beedrill has tons of other use, like Wicked Blow is very powerful coming off of Ruthless at level 45, which is really early. Level 50 will be post Nanu or just in time for Nanu, and you'll be getting Finishing Blow, which is incredible on both forms. Ruthless boosted by 50%. Finishing Blow is actually weaker with adaptability in terms of the damage boost that you get from adaptability. Of course, with the base attack, it's probably stronger, but Ruthless gives you a 2.25 times boost, while adaptability is a flat 2 times boost. So that's what I was trying to get at earlier. That crit moves that are not stab are stronger on base Beedrill. For example, Drill Run and Cross Poison, Drill Run and Cross Chop are stronger on Beedrill than they are on Mega Beedrill. And then, of course, you might have another Mega on your team that you want to use for that boss fight. You might want a certain item. So base Beedrill, don't sleep on it. Once you get the Beedrill Light, it's not like a actually not Beedrill Light. That's another video to cover. But once you get Mega Beedrill, you'll have access to. What am I trying to say? Once you get Mega Beedrill, you aren't always going to be using Mega Beedrill every fight, is my point. It does have Needle Bash for good grass type coverage, and Solar Blade with either in the sun for certain boss fights, or Solar Blade with Power Herb is really good on Ruthless Beedrill, because Solar Blade is a 90 base power move that always crits, so that can be a really good hyper-specific little counter to specific boss fights to switch in on like a grass weak Pokemon and take them out with a Power Herb Solar Blade, or just flat out Needle Bash, but that does have a 5% chance to miss, so a bit risky on a real Pokemon, especially in a hardcore Nuzlocke. Beedrill can still take 4 times resisted hits, but he's still frail for this hack standards, very frail, without investment especially. Levitate, great, that's why I was trying to get it earlier, that's why Levitate is good. For all types of boss fights, you're going to want to switch to Levitate to switch in on those ground moves and get your Beedrill on the field easier. Do not sleep on Levitate, it's a really good ability for Beedrill in the context of the hack. Of course, in a competitive sense, you would never run it because there's an opportunity cost there, but in game you have that infinite ability capsule, and the difficulty is balanced around the fact that you're abusing both of your Pokemon's abilities, not just the one. So yeah, otherwise you have powerful U-turns, good stabs early game as well. You can also abuse Ruthless early game, because Ruthless is most useful once you get 32, so just in time for Olivia. Once you get level 32, you'll be getting those 50% crit moves, but Ruthless is not useless until then. You have Laser Focus for certain totems, plus Ruthless you can Laser Focus, for example, versus Lurantis, and then take it out in one hit. Or even any other totem, even Totem Araquanid, you could try to cheese a certain strategy with like Z-Fly or something like that, or Fury Pex. Fury Pex is great, although I don't know if that'll be legal in time. But Focus Energy is really good on base Beedrill for early game with those multi-hit moves. Definitely worth using with like Barrage and Pin Missile and Focus Energy. And you can also use Webs, which will also help base Beedrill, because again, you're not guaranteed max speed. These are plus speed nature, so despite how fast 121 speed might look, it's not going to outspeed everything you might expect it to, especially if you didn't get a good nature, or a plus speed nature rather. So definitely worth using with Sticky Webs. And then of course Mega Beedrill is already, it's literally, I think it's what is it, like the 5th or 6th fastest Pokemon in the hack. You can check out the speed tier guide right here. I'll show that quickly, and then I'll probably leave the video off there. Honestly, there's a couple other really fun things I can talk about, like Dive Bomb is flying type by Jump Kick. Acclimate, Z Acclimate is awesome on base Beedrill, because what you can do is you can use Z Acclimate in conjunction with Wicked Blow, and you can become a pure Dark type, and then you get Ruthless boosted Wicked Blow with +1 attack, +1 speed, and +1 defenses. It's a great combination. You can also use Acclimate to get stab on any of your moves, but the best one is Wicked Blow because of Ruthless. But you can do it for anything. It's situational. Omni boosting move makes Beedrill worth using over the Mega for a lot of boss fights. But yeah, as you can see here, he is the 6th fastest Pokemon in the game. Yeah, so not counting Mega Mewtwo. So really cool. I love Beedrill. Sick Pokemon. The stats fit. Also, I'm sure anybody who understands how base stat total works will know why there's a +30 there for Mega Beedrill. It's because they min-maxed him, but because his base stat total is higher, he doesn't need that min-maxing anymore, so his special attack is the same as base Beedrill. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave the video off there. Thank you so much for listening. Really cool boss for Beedrill. Love this Pokemon. Very straightforward, honestly, but very good, especially with that Ruthless for the majority of the game. Very fun. Thank you so much for listening. Peace.